Hi everyone, I'm Karthik Verma and my friend Vinay Kumar Reddy. We both did this challenge identifying fraudulent transaction in credit card transactions. Um, Credit companies usually face the issue of fraudulent transactions that makes ages to solve with human intervention. For this, we have prepared a learning model and system to detect and prevent the fraudulent transactions by using artificial intelligence.
This learning system is based on the Kaggle data. We are given with the Kaggle data, and this learning system is based on that data. This data is based on European dollars of 2 days. In this data, we have 31 columns, where three columns are time, amount, and the class, which are fraudulent and non-fraudulent. And remaining 28 columns are the PCA data. From this, we can see that in this data, we got to know that it is very imbalanced data, like 0.173 data was fraudulent data. And we also made an analysis on this data, which this is as below.
Yeah, for this from this scatter plot, we can observe that the transactions less than 2,200 are more fraudulent, and the transactions mostly are less than 2,200 only. And in this, half of the fraudulent transactions are less than 25 euros.
Yeah. And another analysis we made on credit card transactions with the time density plot. On this, we can say we got to know that the fraudulent transactions follow a normal distribution curve, and there was an every peak for 12 hours. Like if the day was started on 12 in the morning, by the evening, the fraudulent transactions had increased. Like in the evening time, the rate of fraudulent transactions has been increased, and it was slow on decreased, and in the next evening, it was again increased and again decreased. By this, we can say that for every 12 hours, the transactions has been changing. And
Yes.
another analysis, we found a correlation. We made a correlation with all the features with the class. In this analysis, we got to know that time, amount have a least impact on the class, and the features such as V2, V4, V11, if these features were increased, then the chance of fraudulent transaction is more. And the features such as V1, V3, V5, V7, V14, and V17, if this feature got less, the chance of fraudulent transaction is more. So we use these features for modeling the data.
So here we are taking only highly correlated features, and we are using random forest classifier to classify the target variables in this model. So by using this, we got an accuracy score of 99.95%, but still the data is very largely imbalanced. So there are high chances of overfitting the model. The model may mislead for the data. So to overcome this, we need more data to get the best model and the best results. So we also made a business use for this. So in order to use this model for business purposes, so we can achieve mainly three things, which is speed, risk investigations, and very useful for predictions. So in speed, we can detect incorrect transactions and refund the customers instantly without any delays. And generally, many organizations runs risk investigation teams especially to analyze the fraud transactions. So by doing this continuous data analysis, we can create a dashboard of data. So it will help investigation team to respond very quickly, which will occur spontaneously. And for predicting the fraud transactions, this will help the companies to immediate refund of the transactions and uh, easily find out the customers who are affected by fraudulent transactions without any human intervention, and which helps to give instant refunds or detection by using this we can reduce the time and the cost as well.
Uh, to more deeply explain this business use, we made a user experience chart. In this experience chart, there was the scenario of Frank, and the scenario is this. Here, he went to a restaurant and made $100 bill, but the transaction declined. As soon as it was declined, he got embarrassed and made a complaint to the bank, stating that his transaction was declined. And the bank was based on an AI-based system, So it took the complaint using the natural language processing technique and analyzed all the all the week work, all these transactions. It found that last week transactions was a huge surge, and it was from the different locations. And then it notified the same to the Frank. Then he replied as he hadn't done any transactions last week, and he provided sufficient proofs of his transactions last week. Then AI-based detection system has confirmed that it was a fraud transactions done in the last week. That might be because of the bank fraud, or might be because of the customer lost his card or gave his credit card details. For now time, let us assume it was a bank fault because of the deduplication of the data. Now, if it was a bank fraud, the AI-based system provided complimentary with a credit back to the customer, and it provided a credit back to the customer, and he was added with some more credit into the account. Later, the Frank paid his bill, and he got an complimentary on that bill, and he was not embarrassed on his girlfriend. At the end, he was very satisfied with the customer experience provided by the AI-based system. It was very instant. Usually, it takes ages with the human intervention, but because of the AI-based system, it completely done in the few
Yes,
seconds.
Vinay. Like previously, when we chat with the customer service representative, they will hold us and we need to wait for minutes. Sometimes they will call us after 1 hour or 2 hours. So by this we can reduce that.
Yes, because of this, the customers have became very happy, and the problems solved so quickly. And also, Karthik,
Mhm.
with this, the trustworthy of the organization was also increased,
Yeah, it's
and
increased and improved.
the transaction costs were also reduced. So this was our challenge. By this way, we solve our challenge using the random forest technique and the analysis. I hope this gave you an optimum solution
Yeah.
for the issues facing by the banks. Thank you.
And thank you so much for giving us this challenge and providing us an opportunity to submit our solution for this challenge. Thank you so much.